Hello, YouTube. The S&P went into boom towns today by getting within $1 of testing our 50-day moving average. Currently, the blue number found at 386.02. We rallied up massively into earnings, as we know. The more we rally into an event, the harder it is for us to continue going higher. That's what happened today. So we're getting a move lower in after hours, giving back about half of our gains, where Microsoft came in basically in line, and then Google did disappoint, a little bit of a sour reaction. But today we're going to try to answer what we need to do to be prepared for the rest of the week. I'm going to point out two key things. Then we're going to go through Microsoft earnings, Google earnings. We're going to talk about what that means for the rest of the week. All right. So first thing is just that we had tremendous pressure get released into the end of last week and then the beginning of this week. So when we go here to SPY, oh my goodness, we hit 384. Yep. That's a big, big number. It's a big, big number because that is where we exit bear market territory. And officially today, closing out at 384.92, we did exit bear market territory. But this is a weekly chart, so we would like to be there on a weekly closing basis. Didn't quite get there, but we have price discovered to get to that area, which means that it will be easier to reclaim if that is the goal for the bulls. That's the first thing we want to look at. Now we're going to look at QQQ, or the Qs. And as we look here, we note that we are actually breaking out of going down. That's bullish, first of all. Second thing is just that, oops, let's go back to the Qs. We note that our low is at 271.97. Our 200 DMA is at 274.75. Keep that number in mind. We also have it listed on our daily chart, but if we now lose that area after opening up the week, pushing down to test it, and then we fizzle out, that's not going to be nice. That's going to be a fizzle, which means we're probably going to go back lower. Now that we've talked about that and we talk about the S&P, what's so important is just whether or not we can hold last week's high. Basically, can we hold the green on the week? So keep that weekly level in mind as we now look here to our daily chart. What I want to note here, first of all, is just that I believe, again, not that I have a crystal ball and I know everything, but I think that I mentioned if we're going up this hard, this fast, when we ultimately come back down, we're probably going to get a nice little cut. This could be the start of it. Option one is that we're going to just fade. We open up roughly fat and open up roughly flat. Oh, that's a tongue twister. And then we close at roughly the low of the day. Where could that be? I don't know. Lower. But if we're going to gap down, pump up, oh boy, that would be a mega bigly signal for the bulls. Why do I say that? We've had 3 massive days. We went from 363 to 385, like that, 20 points. Oh my goodness. And off the low, we're up a sizable amount now. We're up by more than 10%. Whoop! Bear market bounce, baby. What it is. So that is pretty incredible. That is definitely boom towns. And the question is now whether or not this was just a short squeeze, meaning that we're now going to resume lower, at least initially, for this next little wave right here, or if we can buck that trend and gap down, pump up. So we're going to look at a few more things. And last thing I would just note is that as we get really close to the 50 DMA, it doesn't really matter what the event is. If the market wants to sell off, it'll create the catalyst to do that. All right, moving forward. So now we're going to look here at QQQ on the one-day chart because this is really going to forecast what is going to be so important. Well, what do we have here? Well, we were going down in a predictable manner, which means we were in a channel lower. We carve out a bottom. We form an inverse head and shoulders, which is a reversal pattern that is bullish. We bounce off our 50. We bounce off our 200. And then we go higher. Where are we in after hours right now? 280.91. That'll be the number here that says post and the number beside it in blue, 280.91. That is still above our 280.21 May low. That level that corresponds with SPY is 280.54. I also kind of forgot to mention this on yesterday's video, but S&P and QQQ are synced up once again, 384, 284. So wherever we go from here, I believe it's going to be in a predictable manner, and we really have to pay attention to it. So now that QQQ is going to be also gapping down, again, at least as of right now, that's the evidence we currently have. We're backing off to a red line. So if we open up on the red line, is that going to act as a bear pivot where we go lower? Or as a bull pivot where we gap down, pump up, and squeeze these bulls or these bears even more, right? Grab them by the balls. Let me know in the comment section what you think. All right, so going into today, we were expecting a beat for both Microsoft and Alphabet in terms of the whisper number. Here are the actual numbers. Microsoft, right? Blah, 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 blah. Here are the numbers. Beat on earnings, beat on revenue. Why is the stock down? It's down because it reported softer cloud revenue than expected in this fiscal first quarter. I would also note that Microsoft does provide guidance on their phone call. So where we are right now, roughly 245, we're down by, I don't know, like just under 2%, 2.08. We'll see where we are after that call happens. There's usually a big move after. I just don't know what those earnings calls are yet. I haven't looked at it. So Microsoft, came up really strong into earnings. Anything that goes up into earnings needs to crush to keep going higher after. So they didn't do bad, which is why they're only down by about 2, basically just giving back today's gains. We're going to have to watch and see whether we get a gap down pump up or if we get a sell. I don't know. That's what I'll be paying attention to. Google, here's where things are a little bit more mixed, meaning negative. Earnings, miss. Revenue, miss. YouTube ad revenue, miss. Google Cloud, slight beat. Screw you, Microsoft. That's why you didn't beat. We got the cloud. We got the contract. Traffic acquisition costs, down. So that's good. These two were good. These three are bad, which means Google appears like it's not growing as much. And those fears that we got from Snapchat are kind of justified. Why? Well, because we're down. This was a forecast or a preview that people are pulling their ad revenue. Yep. Google down here by about 6% in after hours. We'll see what happens, right? Can't count any of these companies out because, frankly, they're huge. All right. Now we're going to talk about how I think the audience is feeling. Why? Because I've been noticing the comments are a lot less frequent. Same thing in our private group. You can click on the link in the description to learn about that. But the less people talk, I really defer back to whether or not there was a warning about this. And this is where tomorrow really matters. If we get that gap down, pump up, gap down, prop, or gap down, flush. We have been on an absolute tear when it comes to fear and greed. We went from 18 to about 52 in the matter of, I don't know, like 2 weeks, right? It's 10 sessions, and we're up 52 over 18, or we're up by nearly 300%. People are feeling 3 times less fearful or more bullish than they were just 14 days ago or 10 sessions ago. That is like incredible. And as people are currently in neutral, the bears will find the reason why they're bearish. The bulls are going to find the reason why they're bullish. And that is where we defer to the tape or the price to tell us whether or not people should be getting bullish or bearish. This is a huge rip here, right? So we have to see whether or not people are now going to get super scared, or if we fall back down into fear on these Google and these Google and Microsoft earnings, because, well, the big show is really on Thursday. Plus, we got GDP. Oh my goodness, will this be spicy? And the most important thing as well is that on Friday, we're going to have that PCE number. Let me see if I can pull it up really fast. And for people who are going to be trading through this, what's really important is just that if you absolutely crush it, oh my God, Justin, I'm going to buy Amazon options or Apple options, and I'm going to hold all the way through. Well, whether you're aware of it or not, you're also going to have to hold through for core PCE, which is going to come in pre-market on Friday, for better or for worse. If Apple, Amazon, whatever beat, might wake up to a worse reaction tomorrow. If they beat and we get a good PCE number, we could be big up, big booms, right? Big boom town. I don't know. So what people have to just realize is that this has been a huge move higher, 10+% on SPY, a 300% ascent in fear and greed, and it's been a broad-based rally. It's been healthy, and now we're going to find out whether or not this was just a squeeze or if there's really some legs to this rally. So that's what I'll be paying attention to into tomorrow. There's a few more quick things I just want to go through. Actually, just 2. I don't want to keep the video too long. I want to look here at Ether and Bitcoin because, oh boy, are they booming. These are going bigly up. Let's look at ETHUSD. And there we go, ETHUSD. Let's actually go to my Coinbase chart because that's where I have my notes on here. So what's really interesting to me, and I actually got long at about 13.12. That was I was looking at the 200 weekly moving average last week, where it was at about 13.10. Bought some, trimmed up by $100, trimmed at 150, holding onto a leftover. And what'll be really important to me is whether or not we get a continuation on risk appetite from these cryptos. Why? Well, they're up big time, right? Up 9% here on Ether, 4% on BTC. And for both of these, they're back above their 2017 and 2018 tops, which means they should be support now, and they're cracking that downtrend. This is like, this is it. If they're going to go up, it's like right now. That's it. Otherwise, there is going to be a video that goes up here in a moment. Otherwise, I'm going to leave a whole bunch of more charts inside of our private group in Slack, where if you want to trade with me, ask me questions or anything, you can click on that link. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I wish you the best of luck into tomorrow, and I'll see you at the end of day for our video. Thank you.